on a Saturday, I'm headed down to the lake, just my buddy and me. Got my boat hooked up to my Chevy truck. I'm running high on luck, I ain't ever coming down. Time to back the boat down the ramp again. Do everything we can to come back in with a winning side. That's a life of a fisherman you wouldn't understand. Something you can't feel on dry land. You gotta get your arms way up in a cage and set the hook on smallmouth bass, and then you'll understand. You gotta get your hands on a Shimano reel and a G-Loom that's trying to bet you like what you feel. Step on the deck and get to the world. Hello, welcome to my world.
Yes, sir. Just like the song says, welcome to my world, everybody. My name is Tyler Waller. This is On Another Line Live. Appreciate you guys tuning in here. If you guys could smash that share button at the bottom, wherever you see this at, Facebook, YouTube. I don't know why it would be on Twitter or Instagram, but if it's there, share there too. A couple of things we're going to talk about today, guys. A couple new products that I want to talk about. One of them I don't know anything about. The other one of them is something that I do know something about that you guys may have seen on my channel. But without further ado, first and foremost, tonight's episode is brought to you by JB's Fish Sauce. And as always, the pinch of garlic is fire. I'm not saying that just because my logo is on it. One of the good stuff there, jbsfishsauce.com. I want to thank Corey and the people over there who keep me stocked up with the fish sauce, as well as, again, one of the few things that actually have my logo on as an angler, which is I don't know, it's kind of like an ego trip for me. So if you guys could, again, hit that share button, comment where you're viewing it from. A couple of things I want to talk to you guys about. First and foremost is a new product that Shimano is launching tomorrow. I don't know what it is. They've been hyping it up over the past 2 or 3 days on social media. And the latest one, it's supposed to be released tomorrow. The latest one actually has they're pulling out a reel cover, and it's a spinning reel cover, but the reel's not sticking out of there. So I don't know if it's a bait casting reel or something else that they've just stuck in that case or whatever, but there's a new product coming from Shimano tomorrow. I don't know what it is. If you guys are big into the Shimano world, you might want to stick around and see what that is. Next is, as you guys know, here on the channel, we have been very lucky to partner with Lure Lock for the past. This will be the 3rd full season for the 2021 season that we will be partnering with them, and they have a new product out called the Roll Up, and the Roll Up is going to be big for bank fishermen, but it's also going to be big for me to, like, I've been looking for a way to store like different crankbaits if I'm going to be working as a co-angler, if I'm going to be packing my stuff into Kyle's boat or in some other body's boat, if I'm fishing co-angler in BFL or FLW Toyota series, which we're going to talk about in just a second. But I think that this is going to be a game changer for that, but I also see it being really good for jerk baits. If you're a trolling fisherman out there, like Chuck and Scott at Get Hooked Charters up at Lake Erie that you guys see me do a lot of stuff, I feel like this is going to be a big deal for them because they can put all the different types of crankbaits that they have in one. You know, they may have to have a couple of these things, but it'll allow you to see what you got going on. So this is the Lure Lock Roll Up. I called it a wrap on my channel. It is a wrap, but they call it the Roll Up. Not to be confused with the Fruit Roll Up. This thing right here has some Velcro on the back of it. Kind of opens up as wings here. You can hear it in the mic. Really high quality stuff there. I'm going to grab the tab. Stuff's been in there for a solid week. There is a hook flap here, so you peel this back and you can get your baits off of there. But again, you can see through both sides what baits are actually in here, and when you're ready to put the stuff back up, again, you guys can't see this, so I apologize, but you're just going to roll it back up and then put the Velcro back on there. So now you have all those baits that you saw right here in the palm of my hand, which is a really cool deal. And another reason I really like it is that you can look in here and you can see what baits are available in here. So I might have all my like deep running crankbaits in this one, and I may have 1.5s in another one. I can actually look through here and find out what I want to throw, grab one, find a collar, and go with it. Again, so it's been a big deal from us through here at OnAnotherLine, or me here at OnAnotherLine, and Lure Lock has been a partner with us for quite a while. So that has definitely been a cool thing. That I just got this in the mail, I guess last week. I've done a video on my channel. I've done a video on my channel about how to use brakes on a bait casting reel, and for some reason, don't ask me why, YouTube flagged it as against their guidelines. Like I have to think that was a glitch. So I'm going to be uploading it again, but it was literally me showing how to properly set the brakes on a bait casting reel, and I got a notification saying that it went against their community guidelines. So if YouTube has something against brakes on a fishing reel, we're all in trouble. It's I don't know, it was weird for me. Anyway, back to it. It's been a while since I've been live. There's a lot of stuff that's changed. We are in obviously a global pandemic, and it's not getting any better around my area. It's getting actually worse, I think. The vaccine and stuff is coming. Hopefully, we'll just have to see what happens with that. We have a new president. Love him, hate him, whatever. My deal is that I don't wish anybody negative. I hope that I hope Joe Biden does really well in office, because in the end, it's all about the people and it's all about us. I am the most non-political person you'll find. I vote, I do my thing, but I'm that guy that when the world's burning down, I'm going to be on a boat somewhere fishing. And I know a lot of you guys out there are the same way. But with that being said, last year I set some goals, and I want to set some goals this year. And I feel like that I set some goals last year that I felt like I could attain. And most of that stuff actually came into fruition, or came into play for me. One of the biggest goals I set was to spend more time on the water. And speaking of the coronavirus and COVID, I did have the ability to spend more time on the water. I got to get out with a lot of people that I've never been fishing with before, which is great. I traveled to some new places, done a lot of fishing. I did spend more time on the water than I had. So that was the one thing that I wanted to do. So I would say that I checked that goal off. The next goal was to upgrade graphs on my boat to a 12-inch Solex series Humminbird. I didn't make that happen. And there's a lot of reasons why I didn't make that happen. And one of those is that the uncertainties of what's going on with my job as a high school teacher. I don't know what's going on. We're teaching virtual and online, or virtual and in person at the same time. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on with that. But another thing is that I earned a master's degree in education last January, actually. I finally got it finished. So I'm working on paying that off. So I didn't really check that box off. I'm hoping to eventually get in with Shimano, or with Humminbird and Minn Kota, to try to work a way into their pro staff or their promotional staff. Here, that's a long shot, and I can understand why. Everything they make is super, super high end. But that was a goal I had last year that I didn't make that, actually. Another one of my goals was to catch a 6-pound smallmouth. I spent a lot of time on the water trying to do that. Like, I'm not going to catch a 6-pound smallmouth here in Ohio. It's just not going to happen. If you do, it's a really big one. I think I saw Jason Wittig catch a freaking big 5.5, 6 pound out of the Ohio River last year before last. It's one of the biggest smallmouth I've seen come out of the Ohio River. They're there, but they're few and far between. I made a lot of trips to St. Clair trying to catch that 6-pound smallmouth. Kyle and I actually went up in November in Lake St. Clair trying to catch that 6-pound smallmouth. And it was funny how that trip happened, actually. Funny story time here, if you will. Kyle started talking to this guy on Instagram who knew his sister. They were in the military together. Hey, I see you fish at Lake St. Clair a lot. I live there. Come up and I'll take you fishing. And the best time to come is in November. Okay, well, I guess I'm young and dumb, more like dumb, not so much getting younger anymore. But so me and Kyle planned this trip, leave on, I think we left Thursday night. I met him at his house. We went up, fished Friday by ourselves, caught one smallmouth the entire day on Lake St. Clair. 19 degrees when we went out one day. It was 9 degrees when we woke up in the morning. Frost on the pumpkin. It was stupid cold. We get out there, a bunch of muskie fishermen, no smallmouth fishermen anywhere. Run all the way across the lake over to a spot we knew. Get over there. It churns up 4s and 5s, and we have to run all the way across the lake in 4s to get back. Needless to say, it was a wet and rough ride. Fast forward to the next day when old dude's supposed to meet us to go fishing. He stands us up. We got catfished by a bass angler. So I don't know what the deal is with that, but we went up there for 2 solid days and got, throttled by weather, and we only caught 1 smallmouth in 2 days in Lake St. Clair. So there's a few months that I'll never go back to St. Clair. One of those is in July. I can catch them in July now. You just figure out where they're at. There's a few spots they hold in deep water. When I say deep water, the deepest I've seen in Lake St. Clair, other than the shipping channel, is about 18 feet. But they're in that 18 to 20 foot range there, and you can usually find them in grass piles. So I could catch them in July now, but it's not my favorite time to go. One of the biggest things that I'm going to be able to do here is working on things. Hey, sorry guys, I had the comments turned off. J.R. White in the house. Fruit roll-ups rule. You're right, 100%. Brandon Bradford, what's up, buddy? Brendan, I said Brandon. I screwed that all up. Brendan Bradford Fishing says, can you say my name and subscribe to me? Sure, why not? I'll have to subscribe when I get off here, man. I appreciate it. Larry Slack in the house. Hey, buddy. How you doing? Quick thing, Larry, I need to get a hold of you later. There's been a mix-up with the glasses that we ordered. One of those, the Aaron Martin's series. I don't know that they're carrying those anymore. But I do have the one pair that you want to come, and so those will be there soon. So transitioning into the 2021 fishing season, I have a lot of goals that kind of mirror or mimic from last year. I wanted to set that 6-pound smallmouth goal again, but I'm going to go to Lake St. Clair for sure. I'm taking Dad up there in June, but I haven't figured out what series that I'm going to fish. And I want to decide that. I think Kyle and I were talking about fishing the Ohio Bass Nation Team Tournament Trail. And the trail is okay. They're fishing a lot of lakes that I'm not huge fans of. So we're not a huge fan of. So we're kind of getting into that. Trying to figure that out. But I'm thinking about going up to Lake St. Clair in June, and there's a potential to catch a 6-pounder then, but I'm not going to travel to St. Clair and beat my body up like I did last year to try to catch that 6-pounder. So the 6-pound smallmouth is off the table. The biggest smallmouth I've ever caught is a 5.5-pounder, and that's where it's going to stay unless I look into an absolute, hydrilla gorilla up there in June. Again, Dad's never been there, and you guys hear me talking about Lake St. Clair a lot. If you guys have never been to Lake St. Clair in, end of April, May, first couple weeks of June, you got to go. Go up there, shoot me a message on Facebook, Instagram, on YouTube, wherever you can get a hold of me. I can give you some ideas of places to stay, and I could throw you on some decent community holes where you can go and catch some fish. A bad day at St. Clair, you're going to catch 50. And they're all 2+ pound range. So I'm taking Dad up there in June. Hopefully get Josh and my Uncle Keith and Jamie to go if Josh can land on another boat. Look here, Get Hooked Charters in the house. What's up, Chuck? Again, guys, you saw my post on my personal Facebook earlier. If you guys are looking to get a hold of a walleye guide and you want to actually catch some fish and wear out the fish and have fun doing it, need to write down this number. The number is 419-295-4744. Ask for Chuck and tell him that you saw him on Another Line and you want to go catch some walleye and have a dang good time doing it. The dude will put you on some walleye. Him and Scott Mowry, they have a good thing going. Really nice boats. You pay them, their fee. They supply all the rods, all the reels, all the bait. They're trolling for walleye. Only thing you got to do is pack you a little lunch and something to drink, and then they'll do the rest. You hop on the boat, you go fishing, and come back. Dennis Akers in the house. What's up, buddy? Dennis actually is wearing a pair of solar bats right now, the FL1s. He posted a picture the other day. Seems to like them a lot. So back to my 2021 fishing goals. My 6 pound smallmouth is out of the way. Like I want to do that. That's going to be like a fluke. But this year, what I want to do is I want to add a bass from a state that I've never caught a largemouth bass. What I'm going to do is I'm building this wooden plaque. Basically, it's going to have all 50 states on it, and my goal is before I die is I want to catch a bass or some sort of black bass species in every state in the United States that actually has them, including Hawaii. So got a lot of stuff going on there. Hopefully, the travel ban gets off so we can start doing that. Aaron Strickland in the house. What's up, buddy? I'll tell you one thing about Aaron. Aaron's a good fisherman, good dude, but you got to watch out for his boy Matthew. I'm telling you, you're going to see that dude on the tour one day, and it's going to be soon, I think. The kid's an absolute hammer. He also killed a huge buck this year. He's just like the stereotypical outdoorsman. Mark Shannon says they're catching some nice largemouth on chick right now, and that's going to go back to my first goal for 2021, and that is catching fish in different states. I've already caught one in Tennessee. However, if you go to Chickamauga like Misty and I do roughly every year, you have a chance to catch an absolute hammer. I'm talking 10, 11 pound is not unheard of down there. My buddy Dusty Smith is he lives down on Wheeler, down around Pickwick and that stuff. So Gunnersville, around that area. My goal is to travel down there. I did check Alabama off of the list last year when I went down and stayed with Dusty, me and Misty and Kyle and Dusty and Terry Lee. We were all staying in Gunnersville. I ended up catching a bass down there. But my goal is to have this board, this vision board, if you will, and I want to post a picture, literally pin a picture of every fish, one fish that I catch out of every state. Right now, Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, West Virginia, Pennsylvania. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Alabama. There's a few there. Tennessee. There's a few that I've checked off in this area, but I want to again hit all 50 of them eventually. So my number one goal this year is to catch a fish in a state that I've never caught a fish in before. I have an opportunity, hopefully, again, if the travel ban stuff goes away and I could travel. I'll be traveling out to California in the summertime to a guitar building workshop out there, and my goal is to check off California while I'm out there. I am actually going to purchase a G. Loomis travel rod, something I could stuff in a backpack that I can travel with. So hopefully I can go out there and find a pond I can catch a California bass. I'm not going to be around the Delta or anything like that, so I'd like to go out there and smash one. But, I'll take a 12-incher in every state. If I can catch a big one, then I'll do that too. My second goal is I want to be more competitive than I was last year in whatever tournament series I fish. Last year we fished the BFLs. I fished 2 tournaments, and I was very – actually, I fished 1 BFL last year, and I was fairly competitive in that. I finished 13th place out of 140 boats. So, like, I'm okay with that place. Like, you go to St. Clair, unless you got 25 pounds, you're not winning it. That's a fact. Sometimes it takes 30, depending on where they're at. But what I want to do is whatever tournament that I'm fishing, I want to be a lot more competitive. And I'm trying right now to work on a deal with a company called Smitty Built. And Smitty Built makes rooftop tents. The rooftop tent that I'm looking at is actually, let me just pull it up here. So I'm in contact with the company, again, Smitty Built. They have a thing called the Overlander Tent, the G2, Gen 2. And my thing is, let's see here. So here's the tent. You can see here, it goes on top of a Jeep. They do have some truck bed stuff, but you can see here it actually folds out, has a ladder, and it's waterproof, windproof, has a mattress in it. I'm working on a deal trying to represent this company, but the deal is I want to have this attached to my truck bed and still have the hard camper shell that I have. So my deal was with them is that I'm going to try to help them build a mount that will allow me to do that and basically allow them to sell that amount if it works out all right. But my goal for that is that if I land that deal with Smittybuilt and I get this tent, and this is going to afford me the ability to travel more and fish, because I'm not going to rely on public places like hotels and things. One, it gets really costly. You're talking $100 a night. With this thing, I can go to a campground, 10-15 bucks a night, and stay and be very comfortable. And the best thing about this is like it's a 10-minute teardown. You fold it back over and put a rubber rain fly over it, and you're good to go. They're not cheap. The things are about $2,000. But if you think about that, $2,000, yeah, that's a ton of money. That's literally 10 days in a hotel. So, or 15 at the max. So that's going to pay for itself in the long run. But another thing it's going to allow me to do is it's going to allow me to run and gun. So if I want to go to a lake, like if I go down to Watts Bar and they're not biting there, I can go down, to Chick and continue away without having to worry about getting hotels and stuff. Aaron says, Matthew and Peter ready for high school tourneys this year. Hope to win a high school world championship. Dude, like, all the best. Anything I can do to help you out. I don't know. I don't have much I can do for you. Give me some fish sauce. I do have some jigs and stuff I'm pouring up now, but I know you said that you're not a wire bait keeper deal. But anything I can do, I'll help you out with a little sponsorship money to get those kids down there fishing. We can definitely make it happen. Like I said, I enjoyed watching them through Facebook posts and stuff through you. Pretty cool deal. I wish high school fishing and college fishing was available for me. So the next goal that I have is I want to gain more followers this year than I ever have on YouTube. And the only way that can happen is if you guys out there that are watching, if you believe in my channel and you want to be a part of helping me grow this thing, I'm going to need some help. And that's going to be something that's going to happen, or going to have to happen. Right now, I am 2,421 subscribers on YouTube. I have less than that on Facebook. To be honest with you guys, if it wasn't for this channel, I would not be on Facebook. It's all political garbage and all that stuff anymore. I'm using this as a way to reach you guys out there. I would love for you guys to start following me on YouTube. That way you can get, I'm live right now on YouTube, and the quality on YouTube is way better than it is Facebook anyway. So if you follow me there, you'll get notifications that I'm live there as well. So I want to get away from Facebook, just for the simple fact is that I feel like it's just a political wasteland anymore. There's nothing about fishing on there. I've spent, my last 2 weeks of my life unfollowing people because that's all they post is political stuff. Like, I want to see fishing pictures and I want to see outdoor pictures. Other than that, that's why I love Instagram so much. Right now, 2,421 subscribers. That means I've had 75 new subscribers in the last 28 days, which is not bad. I'm okay with less than, close to 100 subscribers a month. So if I got 100 subscribers a month next year, that's going to put me at 3,600 for the end of this year. My goal is to get to 4,000 subscribers. That is 1,600 subscribers. 1,600 subscribers starting now. And again, I'm going to be posting a lot more videos. I'm starting a thing. I started a beginning fishing series on YouTube that I'm getting a lot of positive feedback. And again, if you guys are just now joining, I posted a video the other day talking about how to properly adjust the brakes on a Shimano Metanium reel, and I got a notification through YouTube that said it went against their community guidelines. There was no cussing, nothing in there political. It was all about catching fish and teaching you how to fish, and they flagged it for some reason. But that is going to be posted back up there very soon. Hopefully I can get that going on. But my goal is, again, the third biggest goal right now is to have 4,000 subscribers by the end of this year. That is 1,579 subscribers. That's a lot. That's going to push me. I'm going to have to get over 100 a month. And that can only help, can only happen with you guys. If you guys want to see a video, whatever. I'm doing a lot more videos as far as posting stuff that goes before, up until this year, up until 4 videos ago, I've never posted a video that I'd never caught a fish in. Like, if I didn't catch a fish, the video just got scrapped. Like, I was thinking, well, why would people want to see me not catch fish? Well, I posted it out there. People are like, dude, post anything you have. Enjoy watching your content, which I'm thankful for. So what you're going to see is a lot more content from me because let's face it, in the area that we all live in down here, it is really tough to catch fish. But that's the sport of fishing. Like that's why they call it fishing and not catching, and that's why you have to understand that. My biggest thing right now is that most people are on my channel on YouTube because of Shimano and G Loomis product reviews and stuff, which I'm okay with too. I usually get my hands on stuff way before anybody else. But if you guys are just not joining, again, Shimano's got a new product coming out tomorrow. No clue what it is. They showed it in a reel, in a spinning reel pouch today, but it wasn't sticking out unless they had the handle all. It was very small. I don't know what it was, to be honest with you. I don't know if it's a 70 series somewhere else. I don't know, but it will be coming out tomorrow. You'll see that. But I'm okay with that. But the issue is that Shimano only comes out with so much stuff, and I'm still paying for the Shimano and G Loomis stuff that I have. I'm lucky enough to go up to talk to Greg Drown at the tackle box, and he usually lets me demo some stuff out, take some stuff out that he has demoed out, do some videos, and take it back. That's a lot of the way you see me getting the products and stuff that you see on my channel, which is okay. Richard McGuire, I am buddies with Kyle Malone. Kyle Malone is my absolute best buddy in the planet. He's my fishing partner. And last but not least, my goal is to fish with more of you guys out there. I want to get together with you guys, do some fishing on your home turf as well as my home turf. I am not a professional by any means. I don't claim to be. If I was, I'd be on the tour. I'd be making a whole lot more money than I am as a teacher, but I just love to fish and I love to make content about fishing. And that's my number 4 goal, and that is to spend some more time on the water with you guys. I've met some really great people through this show. I've fished with a lot of different people, and I've become friends and buddies with a lot of people. J.R. White, there's so many people that I've met through my show. That's crazy. I met Larry Slack back in the day, but he's been buddies with me for a while. Looking at Brandon Buckner, all those people from Lewis County Lunkers, I've gained a lot of new friends in real life over this stuff, and I love that. So that's one thing that I want to try to spend more time is meeting more of you guys out there. And if you'd like to go fishing, especially on your turf, where you can show me how to catch them, that's where I'd like to go and like to see what happens. Again, hopefully this summer I'll be able to travel around a little bit more, bring my boat in that Smitty built tent if that works out, lay down there at a campground and catch some fish. But with that being said, one of the biggest things that I have planned to do is bring back lives on Tuesday. Obviously, it's Thursday. It's not Tuesday. I was just chomping at the bit to get back live. I wanted to get this thing started again, and I wanted to, get out there and talk to you guys a little bit about it. But if you want to suggest a topic for next Tuesday, or if you want to be on the show, I will send you a link and you can hop on in. Herb Park says Slack Attack is a good dude. You're 100% right, man. They don't make him any better than Larry Slack. He's been more than happy to help me out as a person, but not only that, but a fishing show and stuff too. We're working on trying to work out a deal where he works now. Again, last year, guys, you heard me talking about it, but I don't think you guys understood what happened. I had a hydraulic cylinder leaking, and I called Larry, who now works at Ashland Hydraulic, and I called him up and was like, hey, do you guys work on these things? He's like, yeah, bring it over one day. We'll take a look at it. Well, I waited a week or so, called him up, was like, hey, can I bring this boat over? He's like, sure, no problem. So I brought it over there. And by the time Larry had walked me around the shop to show me all the cool stuff in there, they had already had the seals fixed to my boat. Like, I don't expect that treatment all the time, obviously, but, they know exactly what they're trying to do over there. So that's one thing that's another thing that this show has brought is a lot of professional relationships as well. Brandon Buckner says, hope you see it in the club, bud. Maybe Cumberland. Man, that's the deal. I'm ready to fish. I'm going to be fishing a lot. The deal is that I don't know that I'll be fishing any big-time tournaments. I wanted to fish the FLW Toyota Series. Speaking of which, shout out to my buddy Brandon Klein, who is hopping in that thing as a boater, which is big time. You're talking $8,000 in entry fees, roughly. and that's a lot of cash for somebody. But Brandon can catch him. The dude is a hammer. We can't go without saying Chris Malone winning the daggone FLW championship at Cumberland, winning a $500,000. That is crazy. That dude's a hammer too. But I was going to fish the Toyota Series with Brandon. I was going to travel with him, do the co-angler side of things. And then I realized that some of the tournaments, 2 of them are like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Like, who on God's green earth thinks that's a great idea? Like, let's do a big time tournament and force you to either take vacation or not have a job or be sponsored to fish these things. It's crazy. Like, I know the Toyota Series is not really for weekend fishermen. It's a pro level event. But, like, give me a break, man. If they were Thursday, Friday, Saturday like they normally should be, I could fish them. Being a high school teacher, they give me 3 months off in the summer. So if I try to take days off during the school year, they get a little perturbed. And there's no way that I could, I'd have to take off an entire week of no pay, and that's not going to happen. Andrew 6, what's up, buddy? Yeah, hope all's well with COVID. I know it's been crazy around the house. It's funny that you should mention that, Andrew. I'm actually quarantined in my basement right now because Misty upstairs has coronavirus. She is she's a frontline worker, guys. She works in an urgent care, helps a lot of people out, she works in a COVID testing center. So it was not, hopefully we knew that it was going to be an if but before when, if, or a when not if situation where she was going to have it, I was going to have it, something, being a high school teacher, being around people, her being a frontline worker and all that stuff. So hopefully I can stay healthy. But right now that's why I'm down here in the basement. That's another reason I wanted to go through. So hopefully, hopefully everything goes good with her. Southern Ohio has hammers, man. We live and fish 8 hours to catch 5 to 12 inchers. You're right, man. That's the thing. Like, I've said it 100 times and nobody believes me. If you're on the Ohio River and you catch 5 keepers, you got one heck of a chance to win that thing. I don't care if you're fishing, if you're fishing a BFL or if you're fishing a Toyota Series or you're fishing a pro level event. If you have 12 or if you have 5 12 inchers on the river, you got a chance to win any tournament that's on there. And you're right. Like, I feel like that I've honed my skills and one thing that hurts me though, because I look for spots like that on different bodies of water. Like, when I first started going to St. Clair, I was beating the banks up and stuff. But since then, I feel like I've learned to, broaden my horizons a little bit. But you're right. Larry Slexus, so thanks, sir. I'm glad we've been a friend of yours all these years. I just wish I could catch fish like you. Well, I don't know, man. You guys just become best friends. Corey says prayers for a speedy recovery for her and you. I appreciate that, Corey. So again, Corey, I was texting you earlier, but get a hold of me tomorrow. Let me know. Maybe you already have. I got 3 text messages from you actually. But what we're going to do is over the next couple weeks on work with Corey, we're going to try to do a giveaway of some JB's fish sauce and a few other things. I'm also going to get a lot of different things going on with giveaways and stuff. Corey says Rocky Point and Tanner's Creek are brutal grind, but it's great mental and skill tests as well. You're right. So Tanner's Creek is actually one of my favorite places to fish on the river. It's weird because I don't live down there, but it seems like you can catch them. We live in this, like, I don't know what it is, man. Like, from Gallipolis to, I would say, Maysville's pool is pretty good. The Meldal pool is pretty good. So the Greenup pool, in my opinion, is one of the toughest in the area. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the chemicals that are because of the companies that used to be along the river there or what, but you can go like upriver, you get past into like the Gallipolis pool or even farther than that, going up to like Ravenswood or St. Mary's. Those pools, man, are great. And the cool thing about it is, though, if you go into Maysville, and it's weird, I don't know what stopped us here, but in the Greenup pool, there's hardly any pleasure boaters. Now you get down into the Meldal pool and you have like Brandon and you have Aaron Strickland and all those guys. They have Sunday Fun Day out on the river down there in that pool, which is the Maysville pool is what I'm calling it there. But you get down in the Maysville area on the river, dude, there's 200 boats on the river, which is awesome. And you get farther down into Cincinnati, it gets more and more. But up this way, it's really tough. Andrew 6, sorry to hear about that. Prayers. Hope to get out there and fish with you this year on a boat if I can get away from work. Buddy, that's the whole deal. People like you who I want to get with. I do not discriminate when it comes on people getting on my boat. I appreciate anybody that wants to fish with me. I will tell you, I'm not a pro. I like to go out there and lean on them when I get a chance. Richard says that's why Buckeye Division was considered grinders, and that's why they always do well in regionals. You're right. So the Buckeye Division this year is not super bad. Last year it was terrible. I hated it. They fished the river 3 times. I could throw a rock and hit the Ohio River basically. So if I wanted to fish the Ohio River 3 times, I just go put my boat in it and fish it. If I'm going to pay, $100 to fish somewhere, it's not going to be the Ohio River. This year they've stepped it up a little bit. I may end up fishing a couple of those. Feed. Hey, there we go. Finally lagged back out. So anyway, guys, I appreciate you guys joining me. The reason I wore this hat right here is I want to get your guys' opinion on something, and that is how the heck can you get sweat rings out of hats? I got like 5 of these on another line hats that I absolutely love. On the one side here, it says lean on them. It's huge fan of that. This thing used to be really, really nice and gray. It is not anymore. But how do you guys get sweat rings out of your hat? I've read online that baking soda was supposed to do it, so I made a baking soda and water paste and put it all over this hat. And I don't know if it's just where it's faded, but that didn't even touch it. So I would like to save my hats. I know if you throw them in a washing machine, it will get them out, but it just destroys a hat. And even if you put it in one of those cages, I still feel like it destroys the hat. Look for a way to get a sweat stain out. Corey says it's impossible. Herb says the best fall I've ever had on the river for smallmouth from early September till end of November. So Herb was actually sending me photos of stuff he was catching. He was saying the Ohio River was firing up, and he was not lying. I went out and tested some crankbaits in early September that I got off of Daniel Denning from the bait den. And I caught 2 fish that day that I was out, but that's the last time I was out on the river, to be honest with you. Christopher Morrow in the house, buddy. So that's the deal. That's another thing. I'm going to try to get some more made. So I'll make a little deal on Facebook. I know you have me on Facebook. So I'll get with you and we'll definitely order some up. I will definitely ship you one. If I had one right now, I'd give it to you. Aaron says, hush, Herb, don't tell him. So, this year was weird for me. Like I said, with the COVID stuff going on, Misty and I traveled to Chickamauga in March, end of March, right when COVID kicked off. I had my spring break plan. We got a 4-day hotel stay down at the Best Western or whatever it is down there. I think it's whatever hotel we would stay at, Holiday Inn Express, I think, in Dayton. Got our hotel room. A couple weeks before that, COVID kicks off. I don't know whether to go or not. I eventually just say screw it and we leave. So we go down and hop in the hotel, and literally I think we're the only people in the hotel except for the people working there, which hindsight now, I should have stayed because first off, if there's nobody there, we're just as safe as anybody else, and fishing there in Chickamauga is definitely a place to be. So I wish we would have stayed, but Misty ended up talking me into fishing the last day. We fished there before we drove home. It was rainy, miserable. We ended up catching some fish. Ended up seeing Jacob Wheeler down there on a couple spots. I don't know that he was catching them either. We were watching him. But we didn't do super bad, but, it was a weird year. I spent a lot of time on the river. I'd done a Breaking Down the Ohio River series, which was big time. Like, I want to thank you guys for blowing that up because it was big time. Like, it was one of the most watched content that I had all year. I had some basic videos that blew up talking about fall fishing in the Ohio River. When I say blew up, guys, I'm just talking about a few, 300 or 400 views. Posted a video talking about the new Shimano Vanford and Zodius back before they weren't even on the market yet. Had Drew Sadler from Shimano's personal stuff down at Cherokee. I think it's something got like 8,500 views or something on it. That's what I'm saying. I got a lot of people that want to see that stuff. But the Breaking Down the Ohio River series was one of the biggest things that it was one of the biggest series that I liked, that people liked watching. JR and I went to Yatesville a lot, and I tagged that series "Learning to Fish Yatesville and Not Suck," and that was in I guess that was September too. That was August, September. Fish with Chuck, me and Josh and Dad and my Uncle Keith and Jamie all went up there, hammered that. If you guys didn't check that out, you need to check out the fishing from Get Hooked Charters on my channel. I got struck by lightning. It was a pretty good deal. Not a good deal, but pretty good video. Richard says, not liking Tanner to start off this year and would prefer to fish Maysville instead of Tanner's twice. So I'm with you there. I feel like that there's I don't know what, I like Tanner's, but I don't know that it's so good that you would have to have 2 tournaments there. And they always pound that place. I don't know who, like, I fished with a guy, couldn't tell you the guy's name right now. Super nice guy. I ended up cutting a check and so did he. But I swear we run up into a spot and we weren't the only boat in there, but I'm almost 100% positive we were up in that freaking rock quarry where it was off limits. Like, it was one of those deals, like, I don't know the area well enough and I was in the back of the boat. So it was one of those, like, keep your head down and fish and not ask questions. But I swear it looked like we were not in Tanner's Creek anymore. But again, we weren't the only boat up in there, or we weren't on the high river anymore. Hopefully that thing works out. That's why I was looking at the Ohio Bass Nation. They fish in different places. One of the lakes that they're fishing is Buckeye, which is west of Columbus. I'm not a huge fan of there. Kyle and I fished there with them 2 years ago, and then drove from there all the way to St. Clair. That was the day we caught 50 fish in about 5 hours on St. Clair. But Buckeye, I think we ended up finishing 6th or 7th. We didn't smash them by any means, but there's I have a love-hate relationship with that stuff. So, all right, guys, about 42 minutes into the live. Don't want to keep you guys on here very much longer, but be prepared every Tuesday from here on out, especially from now until fishing season starts, to have a live on Tuesday. If you guys would like to be a part of my show and want to be on here and talk about fishing, by all means, man. This is all about you guys. If you guys want to come on here and talk about fishing, talk about techniques, we can do it. Some of you guys out there are sponsored and you want to get some of your sponsors' name out there. We're not partial to a lot of brands here. There's a lot of people that help me out. I will say that. And with that, I will tell you, there's a lot of people that help me out in the long run. And a lot of those people are going to be, there's a lot of people that have helped me out. Obviously Shimano, G Loomis, people like that, but JB's Fish Sauce, Odyssey Batteries keeps my boat cranking. There's so many people out there that help me out. Tackle Box in South Point, Ohio. I can go up there, talk to Greg, anything I need, he will make it happen. Gary Nesty, Solar Bat Sunglasses, keep me styling, profiling, keep my eyes safe on the water. There's just so many people out there that have helped me out. Lure Lock, the list goes on and on. So I want to give a quick shout out to those people. Kyle lives up by you now. The old Troy, Ohio area. I assume you're probably in Dayton or somewhere there. Shelby, when are you going to build a guitar on the boat? Third Sunday of next week. No, I wish I could. Actually, though, it might be something up your alley. I'm actually going to start another YouTube channel talking about guitar building. So I'll shoot you a link here soon. So, Jack of all trades, master of none. But I wish, how about, here's the deal. Here's what we'll do. I'll fish. You play and sing on the boat. Boom. Boom. Boom goes the dynamite. Put up, shut up. What's happening? Shelby Lure in concert on Another Line live on the Ohio River. Working in Troy, that's cool. Kyle actually is going to be working in Springfield now, I think, but lives in Troy. Shelby says, deal. All right, bro. You done signed it. You signed it in blood right there. Matter of fact, I'm taking a picture right now. I'm taking a picture. And then, we're gonna take a picture of this. That way, this is a signed contract. If there's a picture, it happened. So just so you know, we're gonna do it. We're gonna be fishing. We're gonna show Shelby Lure some of his tunes. I would play some of his music right now for you guys. Go out and search Shelby Lore, SHELBY space LORE on YouTube. No, screw that. Don't go to YouTube because he doesn't get paid that much for there. Go over to Amazon, iTunes, Apple, or Google Play, wherever you can buy his music at. Go over there and buy it. You're not going to be disappointed. His latest album is fire. The dude is a phenomenal artist. Stay true to yourself, buddy. Don't run any more knives through your hands, and make sure you can play that guitar for the rest of your life. You'll be good to go. Is he still doing the Michigan division? We are not. We may hop in a tournament here or there. We decided against that because Kyle's got a new Nitro Z21, and God, man, the Great Lakes just beat it up. I don't care what kind of boat you got, it's just going to beat it up. I think we may go up there and fun fish, but I don't think we're doing any kind of Michigan BFLs this year. Don't quote me on that. I don't know that Kyle's going to have a ton of time this summer to even fish big tournaments like that because he's changing jobs. Carl, a few night fishing videos. You're right, man. You've been asking that for 2 years, or for a solid year. I just don't fish night, man. I need you or somebody to go out and show me how to catch them. I'll make a video of you showing me how to catch them, and we'll put it on YouTube. I'm all about it. Like, I'm not afraid of the dark. I will fish, but I've never done it ever. I've never, other than catfishing, like I'll throw a fire on the bank and catfish in a pond with the best of them at night. But I've never, ever in my entire life fished at night for bass unless it was around like a farm pond or something. Shelby said, if it's on Facebook, it has to be legit. Yeah, no, it has to be. It's online. It's got to be true. But no, man, I don't mind to give you a shout out because everything I said is true. The dude can absolutely play guitar, just as good as anybody I've ever seen. He can sing. And Shelby, I've told you this before, dude, but like the Alabama song by Cross Canadian Ragweed, you sound just like that dude. Like I played it, I was like, dude, when did Shelby Lord get on this station? And it was Cross Canadian Ragweed. So you got it, dude. Like write some songs, let me buy it. And again, I would play his music right now, but when I do that, they flag my stuff and then pay him. And I'm not doing that. All these 18 views I'm going to get tonight, it would break the bank if I didn't have them. But go check him out. Again, we'll get him out there on the boat. If nothing else, we'll get him in here one day and we'll talk music and fishing. Carl, I'll take you. You can ride my Dodge. So, man, 2020 1500. I hope it's a gasser. And now that you brought up the Ram, let's just get into it. Let's just jump right into it. Last year, you guys heard me complaining about my truck. It was actually 2019 when I had all the trouble. They spent $20,000, Ram did, putting parts and stuff back on my truck to get it fixed. It lasted for about, 14, 15 months. I just had to have another EGR cooler put on it, which was probably another $3,000 to $4,000 worth of work on their dime. I'm happy of that, but good God, if there's ever any more things that goes wrong with my truck, it will be on the auction block tomorrow. And I feel bad even thinking about that because I don't want to sell it to stick this on somebody else, because I'm not going to lie to you, it's the nicest truck I've ever set my rear end in ever. The interior of this Dodge that I have, the nicest I've ever seen. The newest ones, like Carl's got here, man, especially if you got that limited series or you got the Longhorn with like the 15-inch screen, like I feel like, Tim the Toolman Taylor, like I feel like that's like just the epitome of the berries. But they've left such a bad taste in my mouth. I don't know what I'll buy. And when this truck goes to heck, which I'll have it for the next 25 years, that's how long it'll take me to pay it off. But when I get it paid off, I may buy a 3.0 Duramax. I'm not sure. I should stay away from diesels for all the work that I've had to do with this one. But I'm a Chevy and a GMC guy at heart. So that will be my next truck. I don't know if it's going to be a gasser or a 3-liter Duramax, but that's what I'm looking at. So, again, guys, 16 people live. I appreciate you guys sticking around with me again next Tuesday, which will be the 26th. Roughly about 8:30 time. I want to make sure everybody's home from work. I usually do it about 6 o'clock. It's way too early. People's got basketball practice. They got all this other stuff. So about 8:30 seems like we're going to have some time. Maybe we can get on there and have some people on here. We can talk. I don't care. I can have 3 or 4 people on here at once, like 5 or 6, actually, I think. Carl says, Bighorn 5.7 Hemi. Yeah, man, congratulations on a new truck. I don't care what kind it is. You get a new truck, you're doing something. But, hopefully we can get next Tuesday. We'll get some people on here. We'll talk fishing. That way you ain't got to hear me moan and groan the whole time. Yes, Richard, I have a 6-cylinder eco diesel Dodge. And if I don't know, man, I don't want to go into the whole story, but right now they're about I'd say close to $25,000 in parts and labor fixing my truck, because it's all been emission stuff. But they're, like I said, Fiat Chrysler has about a $25,000 bill wrapped up on my truck right now. So it's getting close to that point where they're going to start losing money. And I have my warranty through this lawsuit for another 120,000 miles or 5 years, whichever one is the longest. I don't drive my truck that much, so the 120,000 miles should cover it for way more than 5 years. But whichever one's the longest, I'll have some coverage there. It does give me some peace of mind, but it will be the last Ram truck I ever buy, ever. Jeff Wallace, what's up, buddy? Man, I was up your way the other day. I took my dad out to dinner at the river. I guess it was the 12th. It was January 12th. It was his birthday. We went up there. I didn't see you around. I figured that I would see you around there working, but I didn't. I was going to message you, but it was kind of like one of those last-minute deals where you showed up. Food was awesome, as always. We had a good time, and it, obviously really good. Yeah, Richard, ouch is right. I say this with the most sincerity that I could possibly do. From one person to another, stay away from Ram Eco Diesel engines. They just redesigned them for 2020, so it may be better. I'm not sure. I have a 2014, so 2014 to 2019, stay away. Like, if they're going to give you one, go pay double for another truck. That's how much I hate the truck. Again, I don't hate the truck as far as the amenities. It's the nicest truck I've ever sat in. Heated, cool leather seats, power everything, sunroof, air ride suspension, 20-inch wheels. It's the berries when it comes to creature comforts. But it's what has happened over the past 4 years is that I've come up with I don't trust the truck. Like, I hook my boat up to it going to St. Clair. I go down to Gunnersville or Chickamauga. I always have this fear in the back of my head that this thing's going to leave me stranded, and that's never a good thing. Yeah. Can't wait to hit the big G next month. Gunnersville, dude, it's going to be on fire. I got a buddy that's going down there this weekend. I sent him some of my jigs. Dusty Smith, I sent some of the jigs that I poured up last week. So hopefully he goes up there and catches them. I do have some jigs that are available for sale, $3 a piece, 3/8, half ounce, 3/4 ounce. I don't pour anything more or less than that. If you guys are interested, I pretty much can do anything you want. They're wire weed guards. If you want a jig totally and you wanted a regular one of the fiber weed guards, check out the Tackle Box, South Point, Ohio. Greg's has some of the best ones up there. But I actually saw a wire weed guard when I was fishing with Drew Sadler from Shimano, and I liked the way it looked better, and I felt like it was more apt to get eaten. You didn't have that big black thing sticking out. It's really tough to see there. There's the wires. But if you guys are needing that, let me know. I can get you hooked up. But anyway, we are 53 minutes into On Another Line Live. You guys know I like to keep it about an hour long. Next Tuesday, I want to get some of you guys on here. I can literally send you a link at any time. Like right now, I can send a link to somebody else. It doesn't matter. I can bring them on here. It's going to be one of those things. So if you want to get on here and talk fishing, let me know. I'd love to have you on. They're finding a lot of gill nets full of bass. Are you talking about Gunnersville? Man, that's terrible. That is really terrible. Hopefully, man, I don't know. Conservation and stuff. There's a lot of things, like I was talking about politicians earlier. They were snubbing that they were going to give the first Corona bill was going to give some funding for the Asian carp population. And there's a few of us on the planet that thinks that's a good idea. Most people don't. They'll send $700 billion or something across the seas to somebody who doesn't care about us. But when we as fishermen and anglers want to go out there and actually preserve our heritage and our fun time and food that we put on the table by spending some of our taxpayer money that we pay into for all this stuff for conservation to get rid of or cut down. We'll never get rid of Asian carp. It's just the way it is. If we can cut down the amount of them in lakes, it will help out the fisheries total. And when they like threw their nose up to that stuff and basically was laughing about it, but we're talking about sending all this stuff overseas for like different stuff, it just absolutely floored me. But that's the way it is. I like to fish. I'm not political. I'm not going to get there. So anyway, 55 minutes, 16 people out there. I appreciate it, guys. If you would go over on Facebook, or I'm sorry, youtube.com/OnAnotherLine. I would love for you guys to go over there and subscribe, because eventually, hopefully throughout this year, I'm not going to go live on Facebook anymore. Again, I want to transition away from Facebook. It's nothing more than a political cesspool anymore. I want to see fishing and talk fishing. And I feel like YouTube and Instagram is a place to do that. Also, if you haven't followed me on Instagram, same handle as here at OnAnotherLine. I'd appreciate if you go over there and follow me. Again, goals that I want to hit more than anything this year is to get to 4,000 subscribers. That's 1,600 between now and December 31st of next year, or of this year. So if you want to help me out, share my stuff, I'd appreciate it. Jeff Wallace, how to get JB's fish sauce? You ever find them like crazy? We found one in Browns Creek with 2 7-pounders and a bunch over 5. Holy crap, dude. Like, that is nuts. Why are they gilling that anyway? Is that because of Asian carp? I don't know. So actually, I'll tell you what, if Corey Weaver is still on here, Corey, can you send Jeff a message? Tell him how to get a hold of some JB's fish sauce. I am going to order a bunch of pinch of garlic here coming up. I'm going to stock some of it at the tackle box, and I'm going to do this on a trial run. I'm going to pay for it. I'm going to put it in the tackle box and let Greg make the profit. Here you go, Greg. Here's some stuff. Sell it if you can. Then I'm going to ask him to order some more. If that's the case, then you should be able to pick it up there. That'll be coming up in the next few weeks here. I'm going to get some of my own personal stuff. It'll be pinch of garlic again, which will be obviously the On Another Line series. There's a lot of stuff out there that you can get, but jbsfishsauce.com will be the place to get that. And that is, let's see, let's just fix this right here. There it is right there, jbsfishsauce.com. Again, just because it's got my logo on it doesn't mean anything. Pinch of garlic is the fire. It is the sauce, literally. Pick you up some, get it in the spray. That's my favorite. It is real crude fish oil based. You're not going to find a better product on the market. Handmade, one batch at a time in Minnesota. Good stuff. Again, pinch of garlic's my favorite. It is my signature series for here on Another Line. Richard says, I've heard of some Asians and tanners now. Man, that sucks. I will tell you, I hope they were skipjack, but I backed my dad in with my pleasure boat last summer. And when I backed him in the water, fish went flying everywhere. I hope they were skipjack, but they were silver. They were either skipjack or Asians. They weren't very long. They were about 6-8 inches long, but I'm hoping they're skipjack. Skipjack was loaded in the river last year. Yeah, Jeff, check it out, man. jbsfishsauce.com. Again, matter of fact, I'll just pull it up here for you. jbsfishsauce.com. And so here it is. Let me solo this so you can see it full screen. Shop now there on the screen. Spray mist here is my favorite. And again, right here, pinch of garlic. You can see right there on Another Line. That is my signature blend of JB's fish sauce. Definitely where you need to get it. Again, the 4-ounce spray here is my favorite. You can spray it off of your boat into the water. You're not going to want to get this stuff on your boat. It is oil-based, so make sure you get that in there. But again, pinchofgarlic.com. Not getting anything off of that. I'm not making any money. That's straight to them, and I appreciate it, them putting my logo on something that I absolutely believe in. So again, jbsfishsauce.com. Check out the pinch of garlic. You will not regret it. So with that being said, guys, go over to lurelock.com. Check out the roll-up, a.k.a. fruit roll-up. Any discounts from your site? Yeah, let's see. OALL. I'm lying to you. I should have put this up here earlier. I always forget about this stuff. So let me fix this right here. The jbsfishsauce.com, if you use OALL20, you can actually save 20% off. That's on another line live. That's not 0. That's OALL20. On another line live 20. It'll save you 20% at JB's Fish Sauce. I'm getting ready to do a giant order through Solar Bat. I'll have a price list of what I can get for you guys. They'll be local pickup only. I'm not going to ship them because, again, that's going to affect the price of them. But I guess I could ship them. I'll have a price list of what I can get them for you, and that's going to be an on another line deal where you guys are going to order it through me. I will then either drop ship them to you, and that will be coming up very soon. That's something I'm talking about. Other than that, there's not a whole lot here that is that we're partnered with that I have any kind of discounts with, but we're working on that hopefully. So OALL20 right there. I'll put that back up there. jbsfishsauce.com. OALL20 will save you 20% off. So if I choose to add this to the bag, shipping and all, let's see. I'm not going to go through the whole process to buy it. You're going to look about $7-8 for a bottle of it. So you're basically getting the shipping for free. Buy it, get shipping free, which is good stuff. But again, jbsfishsauce.com. Tell them I sent you. Anyway, we will see you on another line live next Tuesday coming up. I'm going to go live every Tuesday about 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to be on here and talk fishing, by all means, hit me up. We'll definitely do that. Go over and check me out on Instagram at OnAnotherLine. Also, I am on Twitter. I don't check my Twitter notifications that often, so if you're over there and tagging me on it, I appreciate it, but I do not get on there that often. I am on TikTok. If you guys are on there, at OnAnotherLine there as well. I'm a noob when it comes to TikTok. I got a few fishing videos on there, but if you're on there, you can follow me again. Same deal, at On Another Line. We will see you next time on Another Line. If you guys can get out there and lean on them, we'll see you next time on Another Line. See y'all.